Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. For this opportunity, I want to explain about the importance of choosing learning media, criteria of selecting instructional media, and the last about the principle of media selection. Okay, for the first slide, I want to explain about the importance of choosing learning media. With the advancement of science and technology, it will be able to influence the mindset of educators in facilitating the learning needs of their students, one of which is the use of learning media. With the existence of interesting learning media such as impressions or displays produced from learning media, students will easily remember and absorb the learning materials delivered by the teacher. The process of learning Akidah Akhlak, which has so far emphasized the memorization method, has proven to be ineffective. The next slide. Learning media has a very important role in improving student achievement seen from the understanding of learning media in general is a tool for teaching and learning process. In addition, learning media are everything that can be used to stimulate the true feelings, attention, and abilities or skills of students so that they can encourage the learning process. Benefits of learning media in general. The media has used clarify the message so as not to be too verbalistic. The second, overcoming the limitations of space, time, energy, and sense. The third, generating a passion for learning, more direct interaction between students and learning resources. And the next, allows children to learn independently according to their visual, auditory, and kinesthetic talents and abilities. And the last is giving the same stimulus, equating the experience and giving rise to the same perception. Okay, the next slide about criteria for selecting instructional media. The first by Ellie and Anderson, see the selection of learning media as part of learning development, which is one component that cannot be separate from other learning components in the learning system. While by media selection criteria by design, he before determining the criteria and methods for selecting media for this type of media by design, it is necessary to first group these types of learning media, which include media as learning aids, media as learning components or learning media, and media as individual learning. Okay, the next criteria is by criteria and method of selection of media by utilization. In determining the choice of by utilization media because it is available on the free market, there are several criteria used to select it in the form of a checklist model developed by Erickson and Carl in 1972. Okay, the next explanation about the principle of media selection. Media selection is an interesting decision and determines the occurrence of the type of media to be used, which in turn greatly affects the effectiveness and efficiency of the learning process. What must be considered in considering it as a learning medium is whether it is for individual, group, or classical targets, or for certain targets, for example, children under 5, adults, farming communities, blind people, deaf people, and so on. Okay. For the media selection process, there are several principles that must be considered. For there are a number of criteria or norms used in the selection process. There are a number of learning media that can be selected or compared. There is media familiarity. There is clarity on the purpose and objectives of media selection. Okay, the last slide about learning media selection procedures. Learning media selection procedures, there are 6 general steps in the instructional media selection procedure. This is the first step is choose whether the message to be conveyed is a learning goal. The second step, answer whether the media designed for learning purpose. And the third, answer whether in an effort to encourage learning activities, effective strategies, physicomotor or cognitive will be used. The fourth, determining the appropriate media from the group that is suitable for the strategy to be chosen by considering various conditions. 5. Reviewing the advantage and disadvantage of the selected media, if necessary providing the existing alternatives. And the last is planning in the development and production of the media. Okay, it's all for me. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.